Welcome to the Wordsmith.
This is what we like to call an exercise in verbal gymnastics to create desired results.
Yeah, we believe that word choice matters, and that if you don't already believe that, you will become a believer after you've completed the Synergy Wordsmith training.
And we've been inspired to create this Wordsmith training and exercise much in the same way that a blacksmith would train to master their trade. And much like a blacksmith needs their tools, like an anvil, a vise, and a hammer, and tongs, as professionals in the field of communication and influence, we believe words are the foundation of our toolkit.
Yeah, you really know a lot about blacksmiths. Are you from the country or something?
Sort of. And I'm old.
And not only do the words that we use matter, the way in which we use them matters. Things like cadence, tone,
And volume! Volume.
Yes. All of those things are additional tools that we have at our disposal as professional communicators.
That's right, Allison. And the words we use matter as well as the way that we use them. You know, Zig Ziglar once said, every word out of a salesperson's mouth should be scripted, yet never should one word sound as though it is.
True. Yeah, Tony Robbins has created an amazing life by using the power of words to his benefit and to help millions of others.
You know, it has become public knowledge that world leaders, CEOs, and billionaires have invested upwards of $1 million per day to work with him one-on-one for just 8 hours.
Yeah, that's hard to even fathom. That's over, $2,000 per minute?
And $120,000 per hour. That's a lot of cheese, and coin, chips, and cake.
What?
I'm just saying, it's a lot of scratch, stash, Skrilla and sauce.
Yeah, stop.
Okay. Robbins is quoted as saying, throughout human history, our greatest leaders and thinkers have used the power of words to transform our emotions and to shape the course of our destiny. He went on to say that words can not only create emotions, they create actions.
Yeah.
And from our actions flow the results of our lives.
Yeah, and I love that quote. It's so true. Let's think about some people from the history books that have used the power of words to influence others.
Okay. The words we choose, the cadence and the voice inflection with which we use them, can move entire populations.
Yeah, and let's be clear, they can be moved for good and unfortunately for bad.
Great point. Let's have you think for a moment, who are some of the people from history that have achieved a high level of influence because of their ability to use words? Write down at least 5 in the next 60 seconds.
Okay, let's see if we listed some of the same ones that you may have written down. This will be a real opportunity to see if you think the same way that we do.
That could be scary.
Why?
Because you a little cray-cray.
Me? Okay, let's rifle on a few. Sound good?
Let's do it.
All right. JFK.
Martin Luther King.
Abraham Lincoln.
Winston Churchill.
Nelson Mandela.
Socrates.
Margaret Thatcher.
Okay, what about some actors that have used their ability to communicate with words to make themselves very memorable and quite wealthy in the process?
Okay, Al Pacino.
Okay, then Robert De Niro.
Chris Rock.
Will Smith.
Really?
You keep Synergy's name out of your mouth.
Jim Carrey, Mel Gibson.
Give me back my son. Give me back my son.
Ransom!
All right, you got that one.
Of course. Ricky Bobby.
Will Ferrell from Talladega Nights.
I actually just prefer Bobby. Very influential, you'll see.
Okay. How about a few more real influential people from history?
All right, I like the sound of that.
Okay. So, Gandhi.
Ronald Reagan.
Muhammad Ali.
Marcus Aurelius.
George Washington.
Nelson Mandela. Did you write down some of these? We're guessing we probably all had a few of the same ones.
Now, there is another one that inevitably comes up at our live events.
Yes, there most certainly is. And this one is most certainly not known for any type of positive influence.
No, he's certainly not. Adolf Hitler, known as one of the most powerful and influential orators of all time. Now, while his word choice, his voice inflections, and his patterns of speech were certainly influential, they were used for the worst possible of intentions and actions.
Yeah, one thing is for certain though, he was able to influence an entire segment of a population with his ability to communicate his message through word choice and his ability to deliver those words in a passionate way.
Yeah, unfortunately. In more recent history, names like Les Brown, Gary Vee, Eric Thomas, David Goggins, Jocko Willink, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Tom Hopkins, Steve Harvey, T.D. Jakes, and of course, the late Zig Ziglar and Stephen R. Covey may come to mind.
Yeah, those really are some powerful influencers. What do you say? Before we get started with some wordsmithing of our own, let's get warmed up with a brief exercise.
Okay, as Tone Loc would say,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
that was terrible.
In your workbook, on the section on wordsmithing, you'll see a short paragraph with an absolutely heartbreaking
And honestly, cringeworthy example.
of a customer service representative speaking with a prospect on the phone.
In just a moment, let's invest about 60 seconds to circle each word or phrase that we feel could be wordsmith.
And as a fair warning, 60 seconds is not a very long time to complete this exercise, so please do not overthink this.
Right. We are not asking you to think of a replacement word during these 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. The intention of the exercise is to identify and circle the words or phrases that we don't feel quite right about.
And we feel could be changed to something better. Even if we had a little more time to think about better replacements, we might be able to think of something. You know, here at Synergy, we have deemed these words to be dirty words of anti-persuasion.
And while some of them may not initially seem like a dirty word, once we experience how they are all working together to hinder our ability to influence others, we believe you'll become a believer too.
Okay, this is certainly an eye-opening experience for our training participants. Okay, let's put 60 seconds on the Synergy clock.
Circle each word or phrase you feel could be replaced with something better. In other words, let's find all the potential dirty words of anti-persuasion.
When the 60 seconds is up, put those pens down, Scout's honor.
And when the time is up, count the total number of dirty words and phrases you circled and jot that number down in the space provided. All right, ready?
Set.
Go!